You're watching Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
Well, you know what they say. You're never in trouble till you lose at home, right, Vegas? Let's get into it with the lead. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's a good time to be an Oilers fan. Welcome into Oilers Nation every day, live from the Sports Closet studio. From jerseys to hats to the legendary foam finger, you'll find it all and more at the Sports Closet. The show is a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. They're still working on paying out everyone who bet Connor Brown anytime goal. Aaron?
Plus 600. It was nice and juicy.
Very juicy.
Never in doubt, also.
Never in doubt.
Tap the new sign.
Oh.
Tap. We're going to raise it later.
Put that shit in the rafters, playa. I'm wearing shorts for the first time this year.
Summer is here on the gloomiest day we've had in a week.
Yeah, that's on me. I didn't look at anything other than the temperature. I was like, oh, it's going to be 22 this afternoon.
Really?
That's shorts weather.
That'll
Anyways.
be nice.
Unbelievable stuff last night from the Edmonton Oilers. DJ Bean is going to join us in about 18 minutes time. He's going to give us his take on the Oilers. Is the magic back? Does DJ believe? He better. Damn right he better. YouTube chat buzzing. As always, YouTube chat's brought to you by our friends at Odd Company Brewing and the Nation Beer Everyday Lager, a crisp, clean lager crafted not just for game day, but for every day. Find one by going to liquorconnect.com. Oh, I got a DM from someone yesterday. This relates to Nation Beer. I just want to get this out. It was Ian who said the co-op liquor in St. Paul now carries it. St. Paul, Alberta. St. Paul, Alberta. Ian said he had them order it. So shout out to Ian. Shout out to the co-op liquor in St. Paul.
Liam, that is a comically large glass you're drinking out of right now.
Or is everything just small?
Pick it up. Did you take a sip out of it yet on the show?
Yep.
Look at that. It's like a beaker.
I'm going to have to go for a wee halfway through.
Yeah, maybe.
Do a really long ad read later on.
Yeah.
I'll run around there and then go to the bathroom again.
So the Edmonton Oilers set an NHL record yesterday. Mm-hmm. They are the first team in Stanley Cup playoff history to win 5 consecutive come-from-behind wins. Or 5 consecutive come-from-behind games. Unbelievable. They've outscored the opposition 17-6 in the third period. Credit to Jack Michaels, who was the one who unearthed this stat. But 5 consecutive comeback wins in the same postseason has never been done before. Man, when you think back to where we were down 2-0 to the LA Kings, and you know, you and I, Liam, this show never lost our belief. I stand by everything we said. There were reasons to believe that this hockey team was going to keep getting better. Steve Peters came on this show and said there's reason to believe that the Edmonton Oilers are going to keep getting better. As optimistic as we were, you could be the rosiest Oilers-colored glasses fan out there. 5 straight comeback wins with Calvin Pickard between the pipes, with Connor and Leon in the last 3 games having, well, they had 2 5-on-5 points last game, then just 1 in the 2 previously. So 3 5v5 points in the last 3 games. Like, all of this to say, this isn't some goalie stealing them games.
Nope.
This isn't their star players just saying, hop on, everybody, we'll carry you to victory.
Nope.
This isn't a red-hot power play or anything like that. It's just this whole team. It's a team effort. And even last year, coming back against Florida, they blew them out the one game. There was a lot of Connor and Leon in that. Definitely. Beating the Dallas Stars. A lot of Connor Leon. Nuge had a big game, I guess, but like Skinner had to save them in a couple. This is just a complete team and the most complete version of a hockey team we've ever seen in the Connor McDavid era.
Yeah, and it's not particularly close either in regards to that. You look back at what happened in, 2023 when they played Vegas last couple years ago, whenever it was. No one showed up. Connor and Leon showed up, and the rest of them just with there's guys on the bench with jerseys. I don't know who they were because they didn't do anything to make themselves noticeable.
Yep.
But last night, like Connor Brown, the way he was rushing to the net, anyone would have thought it was just an empty net. He was like preparing himself to fire a puck in, and he went 1-on-1 with Aiden Hill and scored the insurance goal. Like, guys are stepping up in huge ways, and the fact they limited Vegas to 7 shots in the last 40 minutes, 1 in the second period, should tell you everything about this team right now. It's crazy. It really is. And I was kind of writing down some thoughts earlier too. It was just like, did not see this coming. Not because I didn't believe in the team, but like, they're playing at such an elite level right now with a goalie who was in the American League 2 years ago. And it's not me shooting shots at Pickard either. He's been fantastic for them and done everything he can to help them win. But he's not supposed to be the goalie.
Nope.
John Klingberg didn't play any hockey for 14 months.
Nope.
Ty Emberson, I didn't even know who that was at the start of the season when we acquired him from San Jose. I think everyone went on Elite Prospects like, who is this kid?
Yeah.
And now here we are with, again, Connor Brown scoring insurance goals, and the team just absolutely shooting down the Vegas Golden Knights. And granted, they missing 2 key players.
Dorofeyev, Pietrangelo, big names.
But you're supposed to win those games, and they did.
Yeah. And again, like, there's a point in the playoffs where your best ability is availability as well. Like, you can sit there and be like, no Pietrangelo. You can also sit and look at the Oilers and go, no Ekholm.
Yep.
That's a very fair thing to point out. And also, like, yeah, you need to stay healthy to go on a deep run in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Like, that is a quality. It's an attribute. So, quickly, a couple super chats, all the super chats for the Ben Stelter Foundation. Jaron is in. I think I'm saying his name right finally now. He says, all I can say is, wow, Vegas looked slow. Their barn was brutally quiet. Even went ahead. Picks is solid. Team is clicking. LFG Cup year depth. Got a couple more. Jaron dropped in a second one. And he says, it doesn't matter what order the goals come in as long as you have more at the end. Nobby's the most cerebral coach right now. Yeah, man, I think Chris Knobloch deserves a ton of credit here for the trust he's putting in this entire roster, the way he's relying on certain guys at certain points. Ryan Spotkowski, this team is a wagon. Drops in a nice big cup year at the end of it as well. I want to get into a few things here.
Can I say one quick thing? Just because we were talking about Pietrangelo being out and people are saying the Oilers were missing Ekholm. I think a big difference between the two is, and which should favors the Oilers in this argument, I guess. The difference between Ekholm and the Oilers' second best defenseman, I'd say pretty decent gap.
Defensively, sure. I mean, I'm a big Bouchard guy, but
I think overall, but the difference is like on Vegas, you take out Pietrangelo, and I know Kozak isn't Pietrangelo, obviously, but like you still have Theodore, Hannafin,
White Cloud,
whoever else. Like that decor is slightly better than Edmonton. So,
all right, let's get to Dustin Schwartz, $27.99 to the Ben Stelter Foundation. I am a god. Sure.
Thank you, Dustin.
Sure,
I'll let your work.
I'll let you have that. Let's do a little scoring summary brought to you by our friends at the Garage Superstore.
Okay. This will be exciting. Oh,
you said you'd do the Garage ad read.
Let me get it. This segment is presented by Garage Superstore. Garage upgrades and accessories made easy. They've got everything you need to organize, transform, and maximize your space. They have 6 full-size garages, walk-through, real setups, storage solutions, cabinets, built for ultimate organization.
You only have to pick a couple of those.
All right, I'll read shop online or in store. Visit them at 3407 Calgary Trail, Northwest, South Edmonton. Garage Superstore, or online at garagesuperstore.ca.
I love the way you say garage.
I'm sure that's exactly how they visioned it when they were like, you know what, we're gonna partner up with Oilersnation every day. We got that Tyler fella to read our ads.
Yeah.
Not anymore, Garage Superstore.
GarageSuperstore.ca, south side of Edmonton. Beautiful stuff. They are. See, the chat loves you. The Oilers, as you know, were down 2-0 in this hockey game. Nuge takes the double minor, high staking. It was absolutely a penalty. They reviewed it.
Should have been a hold.
Should have been a hold. Should have been a hook. Whatever you wanted to call it. Should have been a penalty right before that. Either way, Vegas gets a break. They go up 1-0 on just a clunker, like a double deflection. The only thing that disappointed me about this goal was that it came in the first half of the double minor, because I would have liked to see, again, it come at 1:55, and then you're just out of the power play. But credit to the Oilers. They put their heads down, killed off the rest of this penalty. Again, little fluky.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Pickard's at the top of his crease already. It double deflects, even reads the first deflection well. Whatever, that happens. Mark Stone gets his first of 2 first-period goals. He made it 2-0. again, not even really a goal that I had a major problem with from a Pickard perspective. This was just like, Corey Perry, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I don't get the whole lying down thing all the time.
No.
Corey Perry, what is he, 6'3"?
Something like that.
Something like that. Like, your stick's pretty long along with your arm length. Like, I feel like you should just be able to get that length on yourself anyway. So, yeah, I didn't love this one from a defensive responsibility.
No. Oilers' top line honestly really struggled in the first half of this hockey game.
Yeah.
I thought Connor and Leon were both just a little bit out of sync for some long stretches here. The power play I didn't think was super in sync either. Again, they found themselves down 2-0 9 minutes into this hockey game. And then the flip switched. As much as I just said Connor and Leon, I didn't think were great in the first half of this hockey game. I mean, they contributed a goal in the first period, and it was a massive one. Like, I was on with the Morning Cup of Hockey boys today, and it's like, every team when you're down 2-0 in a game, Colby said on the bench, is doing the whole, like, hey, play for the next one. He's like, sometimes you just don't really believe it. You don't really believe that if you get the next one, you'll win. The Oilers absolutely have that belief. Off the rush, Leon, Connor, Perry, back of the net. Corey Perry's got 3 now in the postseason. And I was, again, just from the first 10 minutes, getting ready to fire up a tweet that was like, maybe we're done with the Corey Perry on the top line thing. Then he does this, totally redeems himself.
Great finish.
Aiden Hill's helpless. That's just this is, as much as I hated the defensive coverage, and there's a lot of times I don't love it with Corey Perry. This is why you just put a very, very smart veteran player with Connor and Leon, because he doesn't miss on those looks.
Yeah, I mean, that's a guy who scored 50 goals in the NHL. And it's in moments, like you said, where he shows it from time to time, too. Like, if that is, hypothetically, just to throw a name out there, very random name, Matthias Yaremchuk.
Not scoring that.
There's no way that's the puck in the back of the net. That's immediately into Aiden Hill, and it's just going the other way, but great finish.
I got to give some love to John Klingberg here, dude.
Yeah, good pass.
Veteran here, pressure's on, corrals the puck, head up, takes his time, tape to tape to center ice. Doesn't even get credit with an apple on this. But that's the play that starts it all off.
Give him
and
a
then
third assist.
His feet on the Hyman goal as well.
Yeah.
It's Klingberg's world.
He's been unreal.
So it's 2-1, Liam, through 20 minutes. And I'll get to a big take a little bit later on. But in the final 40 minutes of that hockey game, you mentioned that Vegas only had 6 shots on net or whatever. They only had 3 5-on-5 shots on goal from the start of the second period till the end of that hockey game. They only attempted 24 shots. Like, they were missing nets. The Oilers were doing a good job getting in lanes, but like, Edmonton had them hemmed in. Only one of their attempts came from a high danger area. Like, Vegas got nothing going. And that is, to me, as much as you can sit and say Dorofeyev, like, whatever, he's a great player. I'm not saying he's not, but like, Dorofeyev or not, it's not like he was going to help them generate 3 times as many chances, which is more than that. 6 times as many chances, which is what they would have needed to like be equal to the Oilers. It was just all Oilers. And the second period, Edmonton doesn't score, but like, maybe it's the way they were playing. Maybe it's the fact they have 4 comebacks under their belt against the Kings. You can basically say 5 comebacks if you count game 1, right?
Essentially.
I wasn't worried at all going into the third period. It was just a matter of who was going to score the goal. And it ends up being Leon Draisaitl, who banks one in off Aiden Hill. The lucky part of this play is not Draisaitl banking it in. The lucky part of this play is the shot getting blocked and floating up over the net. But like, they pointed it out on the broadcast. Draisaitl had that spot and that bank picked before the puck hit the ice. That is an all-world play.
Yeah, he the intention was to hit Hill. There's no way he would have been able to score from that angle anyway. But yeah, like you said, the luck was having Hill kind of have to change his position. And again, very few players in the world are thinking about how they can score that goal from that angle. Thankfully, the Oilers have another 50-goal scorer on the team. And you're right, like going into the third, the second period was interesting because I felt like they obviously had their opportunities, but it almost felt like they weren't going to get a goal in the same breath too. But then to come out immediately at the start of the second period to get this as well was a fantastic start. It would be an understatement.
And then the Oilers, they kind of have this thing, and it happened after the first Perry goal, and it happened after the Draisaitl goal as well, where they score and then just forget to play hockey for a shift.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's just like, they're like, nice, we got one. And then they have to run around in their own end for 90 seconds. It happened against LA all the time. They gave up goals. So Draisaitl scores. They do their little 90 seconds, 2.5 minutes of like, we forgot how to play hockey. And then they just get it right back on the rails and pour it on. And with 3:02 left, Zachary Martin Hyman, again, shout out to John Klingberg, a great little outlet pass, great rush defense here. Look at the third forward coming back nice and high. there's just so much to love about this goal. Like, they attack with pressure. Nurse recognizes that he can make an impact by jumping into the rush. Just everything that went into this goal, from the stop on the rush to the zone exit to the zone entry, it was poetic. It was beautiful. It couldn't be stopped. There was nothing Vegas could do on this one. And I saw some Golden Knights fans getting on Adin Hill. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. You would have been down 4-2 a lot earlier in this hockey game if it was not for Adin Hill. Zach Hyman picks the corner. Love the celly from Hyman. Moss Pit goes nuts. We got to fix that camera angle. There's too much empty space.
But I think that's a good point.
I want it higher up, like in the Leafs one. I want it higher up, overlooking the whole crowd.
I don't want to see concrete.
I don't want to see the concrete. Why is there all that open space? I'm assuming it's because the screen's right on top of them.
Yeah,
but
I don't think you can go any closer. I've never been, and honestly, it would take a lot to get me in the Moss Pit.
It would take a lot to get me in the Moss Pit,
Have you been before?
No, I'm 10 years older than the average age in there, I believe.
Yeah,
so I just
you're just a boy.
And I'm just a boy. Zach Hyman makes it 3-2.
And then the King shows up.
Oh, yeah.
You can only contain him for so long. Let me run this one through. Connor Brown, ladies and gentlemen. What else did you expect? Block shot, and here he goes. The defenseman from Vegas just basically gave up for whatever reason, and Brown just absolutely walked him anyway. It didn't even matter. It could have been prime Scott Niedermayer, and Connor Brown was beating him anyway. And then low glove as well on this one too. So anything glove size seems to be a bit of a weak spot on Mr. Adin Hill, the former Calgary Canuck.
Good AJHL reference. Connor Brown. I mean, listen, yeah, Shea Theodore does not play that well.
No.
That was putrid. Also, slash on the hands. Refs had no interest in calling it because it's late in the game. His celebration.
Gangster.
Oh, my God, did that ever go hard? And then this with Leon. But there's that one angle, and maybe we can find it by the end of the show. I don't know who tweeted it, where it's like the on-ice view, Aaron, and you see Brown stop and Draisaitl standing at the bench, like barking at him. Yeah. Oh, my God, is it good? I love Connor Brown so much.
There was also the other angle where Connor Brown could have easily just gone straight for the flyby, stopped immediately on the blue line, right in front of Vegas' bench. Love the arrogance. Someone said, I'm sure it was Hyman, he's like, he plays on self-belief. And you better Aka believe it, baby, because that guy is flying.
He made that look so easy. Like, Northside Norm just dropped in $5. Such a relaxed shot, Brownie. Like, absolutely. Look at Gulletson getting his fist bumps
in there.
How
about that yesterday with Gulletson in the intermission? You see that?
No,
stuff?
I didn't.
He's like, they were talking about the power play and everything. There you go, from Zach Hyman. For Paige Martin tweeted out.
Good job,
He's got a strong sense of self-belief. 4 goals in 7 games for Mr. Connor Brown. They were doing a little feature on Glenn Gulletson and just talking about the power play and stuff. And he's walking in. He's like, you might think this is a guy who's been living in Miami his whole life. Nope. He's Glenn Gulletson, and he's from the Paul, Manitoba. I was like, damn. And he looked pretty slick. Pretty slick. Look at that.
Look at that.
Yes. If looks could kill.
Stopping in front of the Vegas bench goes so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Got to back it up now. But he's been walking the walk. So
Fernando, question mark?
It's totally Pisani vibes. Like, he's killing penalties. He's scoring clutch goals. Like, you don't win game 6 without Connor Brown against LA. And who knows what happens last night if he doesn't get the insurance marker. So that was unbelievable. Connor Brown, man.
How about 2 posts yesterday, I think?
Trent Frederick. Henrique right off the jump in the third.
And then Frederick had one.
I think Frederick did hit one because he snapped his stick over his head.
Yeah,
also,
he got the first one, yeah.
That shorthanded 2-on-1 when Matthias Janmark passed the puck.
Shoot.
There's Frederick.
God, that's
man right there.
He had to have feel it like partially breaking his hands before. Maybe not. He's so
good ad placement.
Also,
just get the dishes.
Yep. Also, he is such a little baby-faced lad.
Yeah.
I know. That is a strong buck.
Yep. He's been getting better and better as things have gone on as well.
Again.
That's the most noticeable thing. When he's dumping and chasing, he is now moving when he's going down.
Yeah. It's hard to be disappointed in anyone right now. And even if they were doing things bad, like, I'm not seeing it because I've just have absolute tunnel vision on. My glasses are orange and blue. No one can do anything wrong. But it's a good feeling to know that they can go on the road. And I was talking about this with some family members yesterday. Just like, if you win game 1, game 2, like, you obviously want to try and win it, of course. But
playing with house money, as they say in Las Vegas.
Such a different vibe. Like, when we went down to Dallas and they won game 1, it's like, yes, game 2, you obviously want them to win. You have Hyman again said it yesterday, is like you have the opportunity now to take 2 on the road, which is huge, but like you've done your job. You've swung home ice back in your favor.
I will say this though, like not to be a Debbie Downer pessimistic today. The Oilers are 3-0 on home ice in these playoffs.
Yeah.
Like you're never going to go undefeated the whole playoffs on home ice is my point. I think as much as I love game 1, like what a win. You need to win another one in Vegas. You're going to need to win another one in Vegas in this series to win it all, I think.
Yeah, game 5.
Or just again,
tomorrow.
Punch him in the mouth tomorrow. Yeah. DJ here? All right.
Hello, DJ.
Let's go to the Star Mechanical Guest Line, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about everything that makes them one of Edmonton's best locally owned and operated companies by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca. Need 24/7 emergency service? They got you covered. As we go to our #1 oily boy, one half of the What Chaos podcast. You can find them on YouTube. We'll throw a link in our chat. DJ! Oh, he's got the beautiful Oilers sweater on. How are we feeling on this beautiful Wednesday morning?
Out freaking standing. This team has broken my brain in a bunch of ways. It's broken your brains as well. But in the second period last night, as they were losing, I was like, man, they can lose this game. They're going to win in 5 the way they're playing right now. I feel amazing. And then I remembered you are allowed to actually win the games early in the series. Recalibrated, refocused, watch them take over. Zach Hyman, my guy, what a freaking legend. And then, yeah, Connor Brown making Shea Theodore retire. They're without Pietrangelo last night. Vegas can't play Shea Theodore again the rest of his career. He was ruined. Done by Connor Brown. What a time to be alive, boys.
Bring back Derek England.
Yeah, that's who Vegas needs. Yep. You had a tweet.
Maybe they
Deej.
could play Jordan Spence.
Yeah.
Maybe they should. Do you know the crazy part last night, actually, is Caden Kozak obviously checked in for Pietrangelo, and he played more than what Spence and Brent Clark would have on average in that series. Crazy.
That is wild. That is wild. Deej, you had a tweet earlier in round 1 against LA. It might have been when they were down 2-0 and like the whole fan base, we were all down in the dumps. And you said something along the lines of like, talk to me. Like you weren't feeling the same hype that you were in the past. But right now, as we sit here and Connor Brown does his thing and this team plays so good, the magic is back. Is there one point, whether it's the LA series, maybe it was even last night, seeing how they dominated Vegas, where you felt the magic return to you?
Crazy thing is, Tyler, that tweet was before the first round started.
Oh, wow.
That tweet was before the playoffs started. And I understood that we had not yet seen what they're going to look like. But I just remembered last postseason thinking this is the best. You can't beat these guys unless something happens to Matthias Ekholm. And I was so scared by Ekholm not being there. And I knew that I thought they can win a round without him. I'm not sure they can go much further than that. And things change. Guys step up. I didn't think that I would consider John Klingberg indispensable to a hockey team ever again, as of like 5 years ago even. And here he is. He's been unbelievable. The way they played last night was the first time. Not, I mean, I always believe, okay? Yeah. Going into this round, I oddly felt more confident about a run than I did at the beginning of last round, because I thought they'll probably beat the Kings, but I just don't know. I got a bad feeling about how long it's been since we've seen everything look right with this group. And then obviously game 1 happens and game 2 happens. And even at down 2-0, I did not think that series was over, but it had still just been so long. I did not like the move to Pickard. I didn't. I thought that at home you play Stu, play Pickard on the road, get him in there at some points, but you could play him on the road. Don't let him play. Don't let Skinner play in LA. And there are those moments with Pickard, man. Last night, second Mark Stone goal. I'm like, yeah, I hear what Steve Peters, our friend, is saying when he says at some point, if you're going to make a run, you're going back to Stu Skinner. And last night, that second goal is scored, and I'm like, is this it? Is this going to be the final game of Pickard? And another tweet I sent like 5 minutes later was, at this point, I think I'm afraid to even see the Oilers allow a shot on goal. And you want to talk about prescient thoughts. I don't know that we saw another shot on goal from Vegas. We saw like one more the rest of the night. You guys don't have the U.S. Sports Center after the games, but Zach Hyman did the post-game hit. And the SportsCenter anchor probably just looked at the score and saw Vegas scores 2, and they don't do anything. And he says, what can you say about the way Calvin Pickard played in the final 50 minutes of that game? And Hyman's a pro, good teammate, says, oh, he played great. We love him, blah, blah. The correct answer is, I have no fucking idea how he played. I don't know. He faced like 1 shot on goal. So recipe for success, don't let the other team get a chance. 13-3, the high danger chances in favor of the Oilers last night. I thought by far their best game of the postseason, and possibly the best game any team has played this postseason.
I would say second is when Game 5 against LA.
Yeah, when again the Oilers just trapped it up. And I actually wanted to follow that up with another quick one on Pickard. Like, I do the doomsday thing in my head, and I'm with you. Like, that stone goal goes in, I'm like, oh boy. And I did the same thing in Game 6 when Byfield scored the second Kings goal, and I was like, okay, is the bloom off the rose or whatever the saying is? Like, is this the end of Calvin Pickard? But are we not at the point now, 5 straight wins, playing the way he is, where he stops most of the ones he's supposed to? Like, what's your leash with Pickard? Like, coming into Game 1 against Vegas, I was like, okay, if they lose 5-4, 4-3, whatever, I'm back to Stu in Game 2. If they were to lose Game 2 6-3, Pickard to me has earned a strike where he can have a bad game and I keep him in.
I mean, he has his moments. I was thinking, like, this is going to sound crazy. What if they win Game 2 6-5? Do you go back home and give Stu the net? I think that ultimately I don't think that they can't win with Pickard, because clearly they win these games with Pickard. What I will say is he has ended everybody's simple oversimplification of, as long as the Oilers get 900 goaltending, they win games, because the Oilers do not get 900 goaltending. They got 891 goaltending last night and won the game in a game in which one goalie actually was unbelievable. Aiden Hill was great in that game. Pickard hasn't been great, and he's proven that he doesn't have to be. I think that Pickard was afforded the opportunity to settle in, because he was not good in the beginning. And obviously overall he hasn't been good, but they haven't needed him to be good. They have shut it down way more in front of him than they were in front of Skinner. And I thought that Skinner had to be yanked. I thought that at some point you had to move away from him. Again, I would have made it more of like a split and gone back to Stu once you were at home, but that's just me. So far they're showing this team can play well enough. And I had this tongue-in-cheek take on the show today. The secret to winning in the playoffs is have a bad goalie, because the Oilers are on their absolute best behavior when they play in front of Calvin Pickard.
They really are. Like, again, 3 5-on-5 shots in the final 2 periods. Like, and I think Vegas they had 23 attempts, but like the Oilers block it. They keep him to the outside. They frustrate Vegas. And I know they're missing Dorofeyev, and yes, they're missing Pietrangelo, but if you're going to use the Pietrangelo thing as a crutch, the Oilers are missing Matthias Ekholm. But like, even if Dorofeyev comes back, I know he's a 30-plus goal scorer. I'm not sure if this Vegas forward group has the juice to keep up with the Oilers and the style of play that they're capable of playing when they roll 4 lines, which is what they're doing.
Yeah, the difficulty, though, is trying to make sense of it overall versus based on last night, because based on last night, the Oilers are winning the cup. Like, full stop. If they play every game the rest of the way that they did last night, they will win this series. They will probably beat whoever they play next, and they will probably win the cup. They are not going to have that game, which, again, earlier I said was probably the best game any team has played this postseason. They're not going to have that game every night. We're not going to see Adam Henrique, I think, have his best game of the season every night. Trent Frederick, God bless you. You got to hit the net, bud. He's gotten a lot better. I think that is sustainable. I don't know that they'll have as many guys going as they did last night, though. Like, I literally, like, I think I liked everybody for the Oilers. Like, there were a couple of moments where I was like, Mark, we're going to get Jeff back, aren't we? We're going to get Jeff back. This isn't your night. But he comes up, and that's not to mention, like, Connor Brown, who is just a playoff god right now. They have so many guys going. At some point, they won't. But depth-wise, offensively, yeah, give me the Oilers over the Knights every day of the week.
You said for Trent Frederick there. Where are you at with him? Because I've been following your Twitter, and you've been on a bit of an emotional roller coaster with him, going as far as saying, and I hate to call you out, but I have to, has to be the worst double retention ever.
Still might be, to be fair.
It is. Like 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Is that what it was?
Yep.
We have a goal
Double
now.
retention.
It's a long time.
For 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Just get the guy. You didn't need the double retention. Just, I mean, like, clearly we've seen Evander Kane probably could have come back a little earlier, right?
Yeah.
They were maybe a little extra careful with him because he is balls right now. He rules. So you could have been a little extra careful with him. Hindsight is 2020. But yeah, terrible double retention. I love having Trent Frederick on my team. I like Trent Frederick personally. Great guest of What Chaos. Check out his interview with us. He hates being mic'd up, even though he gives gold whenever he's mic'd up. The guy rules, snapping sticks over his head. But yeah, Sweeney fleeced the Oilers in that move.
I don't think he did.
Well, I just think the Oilers didn't have a very good read on his medical. Like, I don't think the Oilers were like, oh, we're getting this guy. He's out to the playoffs. I think they were like, he's going to come back for the final month. And it was like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
it's still a bad double retention.
Fair. I don't know.
Can't
I can't go that far, DJ. I'm sorry. I just think like Max Warner probably isn't that good. And he has 2 points this season. The Oilers gave up a second-round pick from a team that historically isn't good at drafting anybody.
Well, yeah.
That's kind of my take.
I mean, that's not going to burn the Oilers at all. The only way it burns the Oilers is they don't get to make that pick or they don't get to trade that pick. Yeah, Don Sweeney is sticking around. They are drafting somebody from like Mississippi who is going to play 8 games in the NHL.
Fair. Yeah, the Oilers' fourth line, just to quickly give a number on that, too. Janmark, Podkolzin, and Arvidsson played 8.5 minutes, 7 minutes, and 9:36 at 5-on-5. The shots were 6-0, 6-0, 7-0 when those three were on the ice. Like, the way this fourth line, the all four lines are rolling is great, but the other thing, too, DJ, is like, Connor and Leon, awesome last night. I'm not really trying to, like, take anything away from them, but, like, Game 5, Game 6 against LA, they had the 1 5-on-5 point or the 1 5-on-5 goal that they're on the ice for. There is another part of me that kind of thinks, like, even if Brown and Henrique and Arvidsson do an extend and Janmark slow down a little bit, I think there's a case that Connor and Leon have another, like, they didn't take over that game yesterday. And in a best of 7, they're good to take over 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, I agree with that. But Jesus, I mean, if McDavid isn't just such a freaking weapon, like you look at like 3 minutes left in that game, I want to say, or I guess it was right after the Hyman goal. They've got McDavid out there, and like you just don't get to pull your goalie. You don't get to set up, and you don't get to get in the offensive zone when Connor McDavid is out there. That's just what the Oilers are going to have the puck. I was having this conversation with Sean before the show because somebody made the argument that like, is Eichel a better all-around player than McDavid? And I roll my eyes at that because I'm like, McDavid could only do one thing well, and he does it so much better than everybody else that that makes him the best player in the world. Like, you just based on zone entries, you want to say McDavid is the best hockey player in the world, even if he doesn't do anything else. But when he's out there, the way that things swing in terms of if anyone does anything, it's our guys, and you don't get to do anything. Like other teams historically have needed to use combinations of guys to have that sort of impact. The Bruins used to do it. If they had Patrice Bergeron and Zdeno Chara out on the ice at the same time, they would go like years. I'm not kidding, like years without allowing a goal. And that's how that worked. McDavid, if you're protecting a lead, if you're doing anything, McDavid changes the game. And he hurt Vegas last night, even when he's not scoring late in the game. Just they don't get to pull their goalie as soon as they would like, because if McDavid's on the ice, the Oilers are driving play.
What did you make of LA's decision to bring back Jim Hiller?
This is tough because before this postseason, I liked Jim Hiller. I think that everybody probably did. They obviously were very good for the second half of the season. And I've just heard about him. I don't know him personally, but I just hear that he's like a cool guy and have been told like, oh, you have a weird hockey show? He'd be great for that. So we've really built up our Jim Hiller fan base bona fides. I don't think that this is necessarily the Oilers break the Kings thing. And I don't think it's necessarily a Jim Hiller cost the team with a dumb challenge. Because if Jim Hiller's challenge, making one bad decision, was enough for that whole team to be broken, then he does deserve to be fired, because it means that he and 20 plus guys are out of their minds, that they can't recover from still being up 2-1 in the series. So I think they should be able to get over that. But I think the Kings thing, man, everybody wants to make it about they can't get past the Oilers. They can't get past the Oilers. Maybe it's just they haven't been able to get out of the first round in 4 years. Like, as an Oilers fan, it's fun to say, like, oh yeah, we're the boogeyman, we're in your heads. Maybe these guys just aren't that. Maybe they would have lost to anybody in the first round. Maybe they would have made these mistakes, and maybe they would have blown it against anybody in the first round, which to me is a lot less fun and a lot scarier if you're a Kings fan.
I think one thing that's just interesting with the Kings is how the conversation is always like they play so defensive, like they never stick out of their structure, yet they run back the same players every single year. Yeah. Like, if that's the case, then find players that will actually fit in your systems and will help you win games when it matters. They just don't do that.
And my favorite stat is guys. That's why I'm a big Oilers fan. They have a lot of guys. Like, even if he's not having a great season, Adam Henrique, absolutely a guy. Kings don't have a lot of guys. Kings have a good, you say Kings are like the best defensive team. Cool. Who are the defensemen I got to worry about? Like, you can give me like one or two guys, and then after that, it's a team defense thing, which is great. Oilers can play great defense, but when they're right, they got guys you got to worry about. They got Evan Bouchard you got to worry about. Like, Jake Wallman even is a guy. And that's not to mention that's taking out of it Darnell Nurse and Matthias Ekholm. So like, when you get to the postseason, there's more of leaning on individual players that happens. Kings certainly showed that because they leaned on so many guys and had such a short bench that you're like, you know what? I wish that when I'm only playing 10 players, that like 8 of them are stars.
How many guys do Edmonton have in comparison to Vegas?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, so Vegas is a tough matchup because Vegas has a lot of guys. All right, so Oilers, let's do Oilers. McDavid. Oh, you have Vegas up there. So like Eichel, obviously a guy. Stone, obviously a guy. Tomas Hertl, guy. William Karlsson, guy. Ivan Barbashev, I would say guy. Riley Smith. Once a guy, not a guy anymore. So they got 5 guys up front, and Dorofeev makes it 6 if he's there. And you go to defense. You got Alex Pietrangelo, guy. Noah Hannafin, guy. You're up to 8 now. I don't think that either of their goalies, even though I love Aiden Hill, is a guy. You want to put Braden McNabb or Shea Theodore can't be a guy after what happened last night. You're looking at 8 guys on the Vegas Golden Knights. Okay. That is damn good. And if you don't know this stat, it's one of my favorite metrics. You want to be at like 7+ guys is really good. Okay. Oilers, Draisaitl, McDavid, Nuge, Hyman, Henrique, I say, still a guy. That's 5 up front, but you could also say that Evander Kane is a guy, and I think that right now he's playing like a guy. If you say Corey Perry's a guy, is that too many? I say no, because the Oilers have like a bunch of half guys, like Connor Brown, who's like a 3/4 of a guy. Trent Frederick, not a guy. Arvidsson can be a guy, but isn't, so I'm going to round up and give them Corey Perry. That's 7 guys up front alone. We get to defense, and you got Darnell Nurse, guy. Evan Bouchard, guy. Jake Wallman, I'll say guy. That's 10 guys. And if Ekholm is there, that's 11 guys. These are hard, bulletproof figures. They got more guys.
I would argue Brett Kulak, the way he elevates every playoffs, I think Brett Kulak's a guy as well. But DJ, before we let you go, 2 things that are kind of one thing. The clip you guys have of Utah GM Bill Armstrong refusing to use the word mammoth is one of the best short form pieces of hockey content I've seen in my life. Like, that social clip alone is absolutely magic. That was beautiful. What do you make of the name Mammoth?
It's fine. I don't dislike it. I think we can all agree the logo is EA Sports looking, but as Sean, who has a background in, what is it, Sean? Creative advertising. So he knows all this. He says that 2025, our current climate, is the lowest point in graphic design. Is that what you would say? Like brand logo design, because everything has to be safe and offensive, and that's not in like a politically correct kind of way, but just like it needs to go on something and no one's freaking out about it. And that's kind of what you get here. I prefer the road Utah jerseys that they have now. It makes me feel like a gangster for owning one. I think it's all okay. What do you guys think?
I think it's cool. But also too, I really couldn't care less about what teams' logos are, team names are. I think Utah has cool colors. With or without the logo, I am more than happy to say that they are an NHL team.
Why isn't it plural? That makes no bleeping sense.
Mammoth.
Sean, Sean has an answer, right? Did you?
Sean, turn on your mic.
I do have an answer. This is coming straight from the Utah Hockey Club.
Okay.
They said something along the lines of that it's a singular noun because it symbolizes one team, all in and all of Utah.
Okay, so they forgot to add the S. When they
Basically.
That's
all right.
They're throwing a lot of NHL teams under the bus.
Wow.
This should be, hold on. This should be
Oiler.
I'm an Oiler.
Oiler.
Yeah.
There you go.
Also, again, that clip, I think it was the Bouchard game tying goal where DJ, you're going nuts. Or was it the Draisaitl winner? And Sean is just like shaking his head, almost like he's in disgust that the Oilers pulled it off again. That was beautiful.
Sean has an interesting relationship with the Oilers, and I'm going to blow up his spot now. But he says this with a lot of things, where he's like, don't make this like Taylor Swift, where I don't give a fuck about Taylor Swift, but if you go and tell me that Taylor Swift is a good songwriter, then I have to start pushing back at me and like, well, she's not a good songwriter. She uses the same 4 chords in every song. And then when you say that she's a genius, I have to say, well, now you're being an asshole and I'm mad at you and things get out of hand. Yes? So the commentary on the Oilers, I mean, you were probably at your most Oilers'd out. And you're not a hater, but you were at your most Oilers'd out with the McDavid suspension. Yeah?
Well, I was the most Oilers out when Chris Knobloch decided to throw the Buffalo Bills under the bus for no reason during last year's Stanley
that's where
Cup.
it started.
But yes, the McDavid suspension, all that, I got a little annoyed. But I'll always have love for the Oil boys. I'll never I don't think I hate them. It's more of an exhaustion.
And you do like you love McDavid, you love Draisaitl.
Oh yeah, I mean Connor McDavid's the most fun athlete maybe on the planet to watch. Part of that's the nature of hockey and them being on ice, but. Yeah, I'll never be able to fully hate the Oilers.
Good.
2 quick questions for Sean. Both about the Buffalo Sabres. Question 1. What do you think was it, a presentation or something like that? That Kevin Adams, is that his name?
Yeah.
He gave a presentation to keep his job. What do you think was in that? And 2, what about Eric Stahl? He's a new GM or something, right?
Yeah, he's just in the front office.
He's assistant to the general manager, special assistant to the general manager, like Dwight Schrute. My response to that was problem solved. That'll do it. Not if it's. I saw some people on Twitter being like, if he's around, he's like respected by other players in the league. If he's there to like pitch the city of Buffalo and the franchise to other guys, it could be useful. Mm-hmm. As far as Kevin Adams and him keeping his job. It's whatever. I don't like. I think the thing with the Sabres is that the roster is like ultimately pretty good. They were one of the best 5-on-5 teams in hockey last year. He's made like some solid moves in certain regards. It just seems at times a little out of his depth. So I don't have a problem with him keeping his job if you put people around him. There's a lot of talk about adding some kind of senior advisor. Certain people that have had connections to the Edmonton Oilers have popped up in that conversation, but. I think as long as you put resources around him, he is a first-time GM, it can be fine. So it is what it is. I would have liked to see a little more change, but I'm not ultimately that upset about it.
Controversial take on the person who got me into the Edmonton Oilers. I think that Peter Chiarelli could and would help the Buffalo Sabres.
I just think you literally need a single person who's done the job before to be around Kevin Adams to tell him certain things at certain points, and it'll be fine. I don't think Kevin Adams is a full-blown idiot or anything like that. I think he can be effective in this role if given the resources.
I think Peter Chiarelli will help other teams in the NHL too if he becomes in with the Buffalo Sabres.
It's the best part about him. It's the best part about it. He cares about the world. He's not just in it for himself. You know what? His name is Chiarelli and not Chiarellis because it's about everybody. It's about unity.
That's a great way to end
What a good man.
DJ, Sean, Pete, wherever you are, thank you guys so much. It's always fun to have you on. And thank you for helping us get Steve Peters on the show because everyone loves him.
oh, he's the freaking greatest. And then he has the gall at the end of his hits to be like, can't believe you guys let me. Oh, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Can't believe you guys let me on your show. Like, you know what we do when we don't have somebody else. Like, we dick around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we could use a guy who can watch 1 second of hockey and then be like, oh, well, here's the 85,000 things that happened, and explain it to me in a way that I can understand. He truly is, full stop, the best hockey analyst alive.
You will not get an argument from me. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Goodbye.
Go Oilers.
Boy, goes DJ Bean. What Chaos? We'll throw the link. I'm assuming everyone who watches our shows also subscribe to What Chaos. But if you're not, we'll put the link to their YouTube in our chat here, and people can go hit the subscribe button. DJ's appearance, Star Mechanical Guest Line, also brought to you by Tourism Jasper. This summer, find your happy place in Jasper. From hiking trails, paddling wild waters, or sharing laughs by the fire, happiness finds you here. Jasper is open, vibrant, and ready to welcome you back for more unforgettable memories. Your best summer memories aren't behind you. They're waiting for you this summer in Jasper. Plan your trip, jasper.travel/summer. Someone can hook me up with the tea time at the JPL. I'm all in. I'll go any day of the week.
That'd be lovely. I've never golfed that before.
Let's make it happen.
That'd be nice.
Let's make that happen. Okay. Couple of things I want to get to. Okay. Well, let's do what's trending, because I want to talk a little bit more about a few things. What's trending brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers. You can get a custom ring built and delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece Program. What? CharmDiamondCenters.com.
Nothing. I just read the thing.
Charm Diamond Flexity card. You can get approved for no interest financing on your purchase in minutes with the Flexity card. I tweeted last night, Connor Brown 8x8. I do not care. Tweet performed pretty well.
I replied. I said, give him 10.
Give him 10. My favorite, there's 2, because people are just so painfully stupid on the internet. Some of the replies. You cried about Perry making $1.15 million. I can just imagine you after that. Tyler, you're okay. Not everything needs to be a hot take. Again, obviously not actually suggesting they give Connor Brown 8x8 off of 2 good playoff games, but again, more. Some people just wake up cranky or go to bed cranky. The reality checker, who's an Oilers fan, who follows me. Ha ha ha. Hashtag horseshit take king. Good one.
What do these people do during the day?
Stevie,
I just always wonder, what happens in your life? I don't know. I feel like I have a pretty good sense of, when I read something, being like, oh, that's sarcasm.
Yeah. Stevie
or I just keep scrolling.
Yeah, or I just ignore it.
Or, don't follow me if you don't like the whole shtick and the bit.
Beat it.
Yeah. Stevie just replied and said, I want to drive you over with a forklift.
Oh, well, that's nice. With Bob.
With Bob as his profile picture.
Do you not just block these people?
No.
I had a couple of guys.
Well, there's just so many.
I know, but
that one's creative, so it did make me laugh.
Yeah.
These guys are losers. It was a couple. I don't get it as often as you. I just started blocking. I know I'm a big mute guy. Anything that comes across as you just want to be a douchebag, then you're out of that. I can take debates and constructive criticism. That's fine. Nothing else for me. You're a bigger man than I am.
I will tell you, my mentions whole lot quieter ever since the Oilers started playing well.
Oh,
I don't have the same 5 people tweeting me every second day, being like, "Hey, remember when you were wrong about this?" Pretty funny. How come it's the media's fault when they win? Never the media's responsibility it's the media's fault when they lose.
Yeah.
We never get the cherry or the flowers when they win.
Yeah.
Remember when I was a moron for them acquiring Trent Frederick? That one was on me.
You said that was a dream acquisition.
Working out pretty well right now.
Yeah, he's good. He's doing good. I just don't know why people care so much. And I truly do appreciate everyone that watches our show and give your opinions. No one in our chat is any of these people that we're talking about, unless you are, because you all have fake names.
Well, also the Connor McDavid account in here going, I don't use anything but YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat. Tremendous way to out that you're 16 years old.
Yeah.
There's no way you can be a grown.
But it's just
how many of you are 16 in here? You have to tell us.
Legally. Wait, don't.
No,
No, don't tell us.
I just want to know, because some of these names and these,
I know.
You're like, is that a 12-year-old or is that a 42-year-old? I don't know.
It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Yeah, whatever. I have a what's trending, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure.
So last night I missed the first 5-10 minutes of the game because I was driving back from the farm.
Golden Knights fans called that the good part.
Yeah, they did. I was listening to it on the radio. I love listening to Bob and Cam on the radio, especially Bob, because he's such a funny person to listen to because he's clearly just a fan. You know, it makes me laugh. So I was driving back, and it was super windy yesterday, obviously. And I'm in this truck, and I've got to move my clay. So I had to go pick up a truck from the farm, and I had some wood in the back, like big sheets of wood hanging over the back. Mm-hmm. Didn't strap them down. No straps at the farm. Super windy day. So I had some extra tires, and I put them at, like, the base.
Yeah.
My goodness, I thought they were just going to take off. They didn't, but I thought I was going to be in a lot of trouble driving back from the farm yesterday. So that was
trending.
It was trending in my life. It was crazy. Like, yeah, how is the clay removal going? Unremoved.
You got to get to work tonight.
Dude, I got something to add about trending. So the wind last night was absolutely insane.
What is wind?
That's a good question, Tyler. It's man-made.
What is wind?
I came home last night at like 12:45, and I took this photo in the morning. Look at my backyard.
Whoa,
my
what a
tree
yard.
snapped in half and went on my fence with the neighbor. Look at that.
It fucked up that fence.
Yeah.
No, beaver got to it.
So my buddy's meeting me in my house this afternoon with a chainsaw.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't. I came home last night. It was on the deck, but it was dark, and I was like, "Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing right now?" Turns out I was. So
that is wild.
That's trending.
That is a fear of mine. I got some trees that really sway in the wind. I'm always like, man, that thing might come down.
That's scary. Thank goodness that didn't fall towards your house.
I know, right? I said it's pretty lucky that it fell that direction. And it's only one little bit of fence there.
It did
so hopefully.
fuck up your fence quite a bit, though.
Yeah. What did your neighbor say?
He sent me the photo.
Oh, so wait, is that your?
So this is in my backyard, my cooler there, and then we share the fence. Obviously,
why do you just keep a cooler on your deck?
I was cleaning this weekend, and I was washing out a cooler, and I let it dry there.
Wow. Any pictures from your?
Don't find out where I live.
I posted one yesterday.
Dude, I'm grinding on my grass. I'm out there working every day. I walk around, inspect how are the new sprouts coming up. One day I'll do the before and after of when I bought the house to what it is now, but I'm working hard on that grass.
Yeah,
Shout out to James for the fence last year because I love my yard with the fence now.
I have a question.
I should get those guys.
Yeah, you should. Chain link, he'll do it.
Okay. So I obviously have to get this clay into the back of a truck. So I've been given 2 pointers. Well, one of them. The other one is my own pointer. Okay, would you shovel the clay into the back of the truck? Like you put it in a wheelbarrow, wheel it to the front, scoop it in. There's going to be like 4 or 5 of my friends doing it. So it shouldn't take us that long. Or
I know where this is going.
Would you put plywood down so that you have like a ramp? It's thick, like I got a few pieces, and you just run up the thing and dump it.
Oh, I was thinking if you had enough guys,
lift it,
get a tarp in your backyard, shovel it all into it, and carry the tarp.
I think it's going to be way too heavy.
But then use the ramp. Use the ramp.
What do you mean?
So get a tarp, lay down the tarp.
But also too, the gap down the side of my house is about as wide as this TV.
Yeah, but that's fine. You're just going to get a big tarp and put all the clay in a line on the tarp that would fit through the thing. Yeah. Pull the tarp, and then use the sheet of plywood to ramp it up the back of the truck.
That's not a bad idea.
Or shovel it from there.
I see what you're saying now. So I get it to the front, then I pull it up the top. Interesting.
Yeah. Liam, it's going to snap the plywood. No, it won't.
No, I've been told this will work. I'm worried about it because I'm not an extreme guy. I might come across as a little crazy sometimes. Yeah. I don't push the limits on stuff. My safety is key.
No, you don't. Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering about this. Use the barrel ramp. Yeah, I don't know. Can you make a pole iron?
Oh, yeah.
What do you want the options to be?
Shovel or ramp.
If you're in Sherwood Park and have some amount of machinery that could help.
There's nothing that could get to the back of my yard.
Oh, yeah, it's too thin.
Yeah. So we're going to have to use some manpower.
Park the truck in front of a ramp.
Shovel and ramp?
Yeah, that's good.
Shovel or ramp.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we'll get an answer to
good
it.
Good old-fashioned elbow grease, Liam. I'm going to vote shovel.
I think the shovel is the safest way to do it. With that said,
It's really tight between your house. Like you might hit the siding and whatnot. With a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna struggle to get a wheelbarrow up and down.
That's why my tarp option's a good idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Third option, tarp.
Isaac, ramp is easy. It is the easiest option, but is it the safest? That's what we're looking at here.
Yeah, it'll be make a dirt ramp with an excavator. What? My dad says ramp it.
Wow.
Hey,
that's worth like 30 votes in the chat.
yeah.
So
I think
that'll
I'm
sway
ramping,
things.
and I'm sending my lightest friend up the ramp with it.
Or if you just get enough speed going, just
You have to run with the thing too.
Yeah.
So you're running with a
Oh
wheelbarrow.
God, I see your
with clay.
friend. It snaps. Boom.
Yeah. And
I used to be a landscaper. That happened to a buddy of mine. It was hilarious.
Oh, so you've seen this occur?
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Okay, should we get back to the hockey doc?
Is there anything left?
I think so. We got to do one big take for our friends at RV Easy. Your motorhome or travel trailer isn't just for getaways, it's a moneymaker on wheels. Most RVs sit parked in the driveway. With RV Easy, you can rent out your motorhome or travel trailer and earn over $20,000 this year. Founded, owned, and operated by Canadians, RV Easy takes care of everything, including full insurance coverage provided for every rental. Choose when to rent, set your own pricing, and list your RV today for free today at RVEasy.com. That's RVEZY.com. RV Easy. Rent your RV. Make money easy. All right. One big take. Everyone is saying that Vegas, so good in the first 10 minutes. They're all over the... I'm here to say that is BS. That little run only happened because they got a 4-minute power play.
Yeah.
Like the idea that Vegas dominated the Oilers in the first 10 minutes, I think is so off base. They had 6 5-on-5 shots in the first period of that game. The first 10 minutes was even. And then Vegas had a 4-minute power play. That was 3 minutes, I guess, because they scored. They got a lucky goal off the double deflection on Mark Stone. Mm-hmm. The other one, good goal by Mark Stone. But Aiden Hill played so good in that hockey game. And we had someone in our chat, Mike Tyson, earlier, who was doing a whole, like, how can you say that Pickard was bad when he had an 880 and Aiden Hill had a 851? Well, watch the game. I saw Golden Knights fans ripping Aiden Hill. I'm like, you guys do not know what you were talking about. Aiden Hill was so good in that game. There was a point where I texted Steve Peters and I'm like, well, Aiden Hill's going to be a problem. He replied and said long series. And then 10 minutes later, the Oilers scored, or 15 minutes later, the Oilers had a lead. But man, Vegas didn't have it last night. And could they play better? Absolutely. And I see Josh says that. Terrible game by Vegas. Yes, totally.
Our official analyst.
Bad game by Vegas. Great game by the Oilers and a great game by Aiden Hill. To me, that felt so much like Game 5 against the Kings, where it's like, man, Aiden Hill might steal you one game a series. If I'm a Vegas fan, I'm very nervous that last night was supposed to be that night because he played very good. The glove save on Connor, got a piece of a couple. The one across on the power play was a tremendous save. He was so good.
Yeah, he did well. And I agree.
Also, the quick whistle screwed the Oilers on the one in the third.
Connor dug that puck out so fast and put it on Leon's tape.
Couldn't believe they blew it dead.
I thought that was an interesting one because you obviously didn't see where the puck was. Like, did he pull it from right under here? Like, I can honestly understand why the ref blew that one down. It'd be more of a conversation anyway if the Oilers ended up losing the game. But I would say that I would agree. Like, the Oilers hit the post right after Vegas scored.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that like they came on, absolutely dominated them. The Oilers obviously had the bulk of the possession in the game and came out the result the right side of it. And again, like, numbers don't matter in the playoffs for goalies. Who won, who lost, that's what matters to me. And you can 100% give Aiden Hill his flowers. He did play really well. Kemper played well in Game 5 too.
Yeah.
Still lost that game. It doesn't matter to me. All that matters, 5-0.
Oh, yeah, the net dislodge one.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll happen. If it had happened 3 times in that hockey game, I would have been like, that's BS.
One time.
It happened the one time. It probably it's close to being a goal if the net doesn't come dislodged. But still, it was one time.
Didn't he? The thing, too, that I think could have warranted a penalty, he pushed off with his arm more than his leg.
Yeah, the shove, I get that.
But
yeah, sideline dispute. Like, I'm just saying, like, the quick whistle, the post coming off, the goal posts they hit, the miss on the shorthanded break, like, that game was 4-2. It was obviously, it didn't have the feel of a 4-2 game. The Oilers could have won that game 6-2.
A lot of conversation I saw earlier on, and Doug Waite just brought it up then. Can they review a play and call a penalty after? So they can do it when there's blood, I'm pretty sure. Our rules analyst will let us know in a moment.
They can.
But yeah, if there's blood, and also the linesman can make that call too, then they can go, look, and then they review to essentially say, was it his stick that even caught him? What are we looking at here? Hard to argue.
Yeah. And he says for it to get called for pushing the net off, it has to be so obvious there can be no argument against it. Yeah.
It has to happen a ton of times.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay, let's keep going here. Oilers up 1-0 in their series. A couple of other series going tonight in the NHL. Let's get to your menu for tonight, brought to you by the Ninja Crispy 4-in-1 Portable Glass Air Fryer.
Meet the Ninja Crispy Portable Cooking System. The power of a full-sized air fryer in the palm of your hand.
The Ninja Crispy 4-in-1 Portable Glass Air Fryer includes a 4-quart, 6-cup tempered glass containers and 2 storage lids. It's thermal shock resistant and can go from frozen to crispy in minutes. With the Crispy Power Pod, you get the power of a full-sized air fryer in the palm of your hands. The 4-quart container can even fit up to 4 pounds of chicken or veggies, and you can cook a personal-sized meal in 7 minutes in the 6-cup container. Max Crisp, bake, air fry, re-crisp with the Ninja Crispy. Visit their website with the link in our description, and stay tuned for a chance to win a free Ninja Crispy. All right, tonight, Leafs, Panthers, 5 o'clock start time. Leafs up 1-0. Joseph Woll getting the start. Can they make it 2?
Confirmed?
No Stolars. He was
That makes
vomiting
sense.
from a concussion.
That'll keep you out a few games. No. Florida wins tonight. Sam Bennett gets a goal.
Do you think we see any shit?
I think the Leafs will try, and I think they'll lose.
And I think it's a mistake, yeah.
I think I've changed my opinion.
Yep.
I do think their league made the right decision.
Not suspending him?
I think when you go back and look at, like, all the other ones, I think this was the least egregious of them all. Like,
It just should have been a penalty.
It
If
should
it's
have
called
just
a
been a
penalty, it's
penalty.
no discussion.
yeah, so I can understand the frustration totally, but I also think Mikey Anderson was worse, and I just think that was a 2-minute penalty as well. So, yeah, I'm going to walk back on what I said yesterday and say that Sam Bennett, innocent man in this case.
Hot take. I didn't think it was that bad.
I just
I
think
really
it's a
did.
penalty.
It's the puking that puts the image in your
I
head.
just think it's a very accidentally on purpose grease ball play by Sam Bennett.
Yeah,
he
that's
knew what
probably
he
a
was
good way to
doing.
put
But
it.
accidentally on purpose to me doesn't get suspies.
No,
that's gamesmanship right there.
Yeah.
Hot take.
I don't know. I don't even know how much he meant to fully do it, but
He doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, though. That's
Yeah.
the
Because
thing.
he's always doing the shit, yeah.
I think what Kachuk was trying to do at the end of the game is worse.
Oh, yeah, him trying to just knee Marner. I
Yeah.
thought that was greasy as hell. Also, Tom Wilson sniping Sebastian Aho's mouth guard out of his mouth.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's gross.
Tom Wilson, he's a pest.
He is.
And he'll beat you up.
Yeah.
A lot of these pests can't fight. Like he's in your
He'll
face and he will kill you.
Yeah.
Do you think he's the toughest guy in the league?
Yeah.
I feel like
I
he
think like
is-
all around, yeah.
Yeah, all around. That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Okay, tonight, Jets.
Sorry, hold on. I actually have that clip.
Oh, the Wilson? Yeah.
Look at this thing.
Oh.
If you're
gotta-
Oh,
all
shit.
like,
Whoops,
you're just
whoops.
like,
Gotta
"Nah,
restart."
man,
There we go.
like,
There you
I do not want to mess with this guy at all. And he just does nothing. Because what can he do? You know?
That's just
So-
bullying. It's
I
bullying.
think Carolina dominated this game, right? If I'm not
Dominated
mistaken.
them, yeah. Played very, very
God,
good.
has there been a more irrelevant series in NHL history? Like, I just feel like
I just feel like
couldn't
every
care
game's
less.
going to go to overtime.
Actually, that's a lie. Carolina, New Jersey last round was
Yeah, that was
the
terrible.
most.
That was boring.
Yeah.
Dallas, Winnipeg should be good.
Yeah, that'll be a fun series.
No
did you
Heiskanen, game time decision, Robertson.
Did you see the video from the Winnipeg Jets?
Oh
did.
my God.
It's so bad.
Why do people do this?
Who gave the thumbs up to
I
do
know,
something like that?
what the heck?
So I made it about 20 seconds in.
I
Then I was
did too.
like, well, that's enough of this. And I skipped ahead a couple times.
Yep.
There's the one line that is like, MORISSEY. Josh Morrissey's our guy. I was like, wow, that's just spectacularly horrendous.
That was right where I
Yeah.
turned it off. That was, yeah.
I was like, I can't do
Yeah,
that.
that was right around when I took out of that too. Yeah, please, this is a plea to the city of Edmonton. Please don't do this.
Don't make videos.
Like, if you're thinking about it,
If you've written a cool song,
stop. Do it after.
yep.
Be like, hey, I wanted to release this, but Liam said I can't. And that's fine. People will understand. Just don't do it.
So bad.
We had the Sens one. That was lame. We've got this one now. We had the Flames one a couple of years ago. Like
The Ottawa one.
yeah, that's what I mean. The Ottawa one. Sorry,
Right.
it's just come on. We all know.
Yep.
So it's time to scrap my Oilers rap that I've been writing.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, enough of that video of you, Brett and Pat. Like we don't need that from the bowling alley.
Let's do my bets for tonight. For Bet365, an official partner of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Want to get in on the action at Bet365? They got you. From game props, player props, totals, and money line. You can even bet on futures like series winners, conference champions, and the Stanley Cup champion. Download the app and get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. 2 bets I like tonight in the Stanley Cup Playoffs. A little same gamer. Kyle Connor, Mikko Rantanen. Each to get 3 shots, each to get a point, plus 400.
Cool.
That seems like a pretty nice way to just kind of wade your way into this series. I really don't know who's going to win tonight, but I like backing Rantanen and Kyle Connor to get some points.
Dallas at Winnipeg. So that means Hellebuck is
Good.
Good-ish. Good-ish. So I'm going to bet I'll do something with like goals in there.
All right. I also did 2 other ones just for the series longs. This one, I like the over. I think the Leafs will keep their offense going. I bet on Mikko Rantanen to score over 3.5 goals in this series.
Oh, yeah.
And I got it at plus 275.
What is it now?
It's still plus 275.
Email me a link.
Okay. So 4+ goals. And then I did a parlay. I placed it this morning. So the odds were, this is including like what they've done in game 1, obviously. But Matthews over 2.5 goals. I think he'll have like a 2-goal game at some point.
You can still do series bets?
Yeah.
Oh,
Draisaitl,
cool.
after he scored last night, I'm like, this might be a Leon series. So I took Leon over 3.5.
Well, that's worked out well so far.
And Rantanen over 2.5. Mm-hmm. And it's 3-legger. Where's my odds? Oh, it doesn't show me my odds. 70 into 720 is 10 to 1.
Oh, all right.
That's a spicy one. It's a spicy one.
These were my Oilers series bets.
Most points, McDavid. What do you get?
I love the Bush one.
One?
I'm on the Bush one with you.
Bush, 5 points. Did he get any yesterday?
Got 1.
Got an assist.
Nice.
So as long
Almost
as
7.5 player points in the series. Oh, McDavid.
Yep.
All right. Good luck, Aaron.
We ride.
Good luck.
I didn't do anything.
All right. What do we got?
Maybe I'll go back and look.
Man, we really ripped through a lot of stuff today. That's good. McDiesel asked who did the brown picture behind us. That's me. I did that with the Expo markers. It's pretty good art.
Aaron, how was Greta yesterday?
Yeah, how was Greta?
Oh, Greta always delivers.
I'll be there Thursday.
Always does great stuff. Vibes were good. The Greta specials that they give out for every goal was a nice treat in the third period, I will say. Woo. So get on down. And obviously, I'd say Thursday, you're going to be there. Saturday night, it's not technically like a nation event, whatnot. Call now. You book your tables now for Saturday night, and you ask nicely.
I got a crew coming on Saturday, too, so I'll be at the next 2 Greta parties. Always a good time. Half-price wings on game days, specials on Bud Light.
Pictures of Bud. It's fantastic.
I think it's like $15 for pictures of
They're
Bud.
this big.
Roughly. You haven't put that back yet, eh? You're working on it.
People use this for like a full night. I've almost got rid of it in
Yeah,
an hour.
Yeah,
Do people drink out of those? Is that?
It's for like, you're supposed to pour like juice in it or something like that, and then you just pour it out. The reason I'm drinking.
Liam just explained what pitchers are.
Well, he asked the question.
But so you would say they don't necessarily drink out of it.
No, but we ran out of cups. We didn't put the dishwasher on. It was either this or a wine glass. So I went with the wine mug. Who put a comment in there then?
Oh, at Greta
scroll up a
yesterday,
little bit?
I also met Mackay and Dry. Total stud.
Heard he was a nice guy.
He was a very good guy.
Disperse the clay around your yard, under the fence, make a border around trees, etc. Save some time in driving around.
It's a good idea. I could.
Don't you have a deck? Just put it all under your deck.
I could build like a little bit of a wall under my deck.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so here's a dumb question. Ross, if you're listening, let me know what you think.
He might be able to help you.
If you wet clay, it just becomes like solid and becomes like a bit of a wall, right?
Sure, probably.
I would assume so. Mm-hmm. It's either that or glass. I can't remember what the building mode is in Minecraft.
And on that note,
yeah, let me know if anyone has the answer. Maybe I will build.
Hey, Mistaken Mexican said he might swing by Greta on Saturday, assuming he's going to the game.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Okay. Tomorrow, Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show. Shout out to our friends at Sherwood Ford, the Giant Nation Valet service. I used it to get the truck nice and fixed up. It's driving like a dream now, by the way. You got your Sherbucks yesterday at the dealership. So many reasons to make Sherwood Ford the Giant your next dealership right in the heart of Sherwood Park. Also, shout out to Sherwood Power Sports and Marine right down the road. We will be there on Monday for our game day on Game 4. Yeah, give Alex Plant a little. Give him a little sippy. Very good.
Monday we're going.
Yeah, Monday we're going to Power Sports.
Okay, good to know. Anywhere else we got to go?
No.
When do we go into garage storage?
Superstore. Garage Superstore. All right, we have a meeting. Thank you to everybody in the YouTube chat. Great stuff as always. DJ Bean, tremendous. Hope you all enjoy your Wednesday night. What are you doing tonight? Oh, you're doing the clay.
No.
No, you're going to save it?
Western Hockey League draft.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you had to watch some tape.
Tape's done, buddy.
All right.
Draft's at 5. Expansion team gets picked here pretty quick.
Sweet.
And then full draft tomorrow. So it's a busy.
I'll report back on my chainsaw usage this afternoon.
Let us know how that goes. Josh is in, says, I'm from Manitoba, but I'm coming for the game Saturday. I can't wait. Anything I should know before I go? Get in nice and early. Come to Greta beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come say what's up to us at Greta.
Don't buy Gatorades there. They're $10.
Yeah.
Bit much. Wear a jersey.
Keep your head up. Right now you won't be in the moss pit. No.
If you, I don't know where you're sat, Josh, or Joshua, sorry, whatever you want to be called. If you're looking for a bathroom, go to 107.
Yeah, 107 is a good bathroom.
But don't tell anyone.
Yeah, it's secret. Shh. All right, okay. See ya, everybody. Have a good Wednesday. Oil up.